Welcome to the Literary Titan podcast. In every episode, we dive into a book we've just read and share our thoughts, from best-selling authors to rising literary stars. We read it. Now let's talk about it.
On Emerald Wings opens like a fireside tale, and then keeps widening until it feels like a full sky. It begins with the green wizard Veridon carrying a hidden infant to the hermit Althea, who becomes godmother to Andriana, or Andi, and raises her deep in the Emerald Forest with the horse Zalarin as her other guardian. Years later, Andi is a practical, tree-climbing forest girl whose life is split between herbcraft, green magic, and her wonderfully unruly friendship with Rowan, a puka with mismatched eyes and a talent for turning any quiet moment into chaos. When Andi's attempt to save the Emerald Stag leaves the forest wounded, the story shifts into a larger quest involving a fallen kingdom, the rise of the Raven Queen, and the mystery of Andi's true identity, all building toward battles in Oakfield that are both personal and political. The book has that rare middle-grade or young YA fantasy quality where the world is enchanted, but the feelings inside it are recognizably human and sometimes sharply painful. The scene with Andi and Rowan facing the Hexenwolves is thrilling on its own, but what lingers is the cost of it, the terrible moment when Andi realizes that saving the stag has stripped the trees bare and placed her out of balance with the forest she loves. That choice gives the book moral weight. I also found the found family thread genuinely affecting. Godmother and Zalarin feel authentic, bruised by history, loving in slightly guarded ways, and the mystery around their past gives the early chapters a quiet ache. Rowan, meanwhile, is the spark in the tinder. The prankster energy, the blunt loyalty, the sheer comic force of that personality kept the book from ever becoming solemn for too long. I was especially taken with the Starlight vow because it turns friendship into something ceremonial and binding without draining it of warmth. As for the writing itself, I found it earnest, vivid, and often charming. Author Jessie Whipple has a strong instinct for comic voice. The owl in the prologue, Rowan's dead serious nonsense, and even Andi's dry reactions to pompous figures like the absurdly titled Corvinus give the book a buoyant rhythm that kept me smiling. I also think the author is at their best when writing movement and transformation. Andi crashing through branches, discovering the physical fact of her Dragonwing body, or hurling herself into danger on the steps of the library, all have an immediacy that makes the action easy to picture. This isn't fantasy trying to reinvent the genre from the ground up. I felt it was more interested in restoring old pleasures with sincerity, balance versus corruption, magic as stewardship rather than domination, courage as something tied to loyalty and grief rather than swagger. That old-fashionedness mostly worked on me. I admired the way the book lets wonder coexist with responsibility, and the way Andi's growth never feels abstract but bodily, costly, and intimate. The final stretch, with its exhaustion, aftermath, and hard-won survival, left me satisfied while still making room for more story. My overall feeling is that this is a deeply likable fantasy, generous in spirit and grounded in affection for its characters. I'd recommend it especially to readers who want classic quest fantasy with warmth, younger heroes who feel emotionally real, animal and forest magic, and a strong, found family core.
Thanks for joining us on the Literary Titan podcast. If today's review sparked your interest, be sure to pick up a copy of the book and experience it for yourself. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a rating, or share it with a fellow book lover. Until next time, keep reading, not just to escape, but to grow.